Shawn, how about you? What's the communication been like? And has it been more? Has it been less? Has it been different? Has it changed in those 6 months?
But I will say that our team structure is a little different because not everyone's on the phone. So Martin really spends 2 hours a day calling people, his sphere of influence, and he does that religiously. He blocks out the time. I do hear those conversations. So I will say during COVID, his coach was like, get on the phone, simply reach out to people and see how they're doing. Now those phone calls have shifted more to sharing information. People want to know what's going on in the market. So this is an absolutely great time to tell them what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, and simply just to check in to see how they're doing. So I would say definitely reaching out more. Also, Whit Proudy's on our team, and Whit spends 2 hours a day calling expired leads. Now, we took a break for that during COVID, but now he's on that and he's being extremely successful calling people with expireds. And then Alex, who's on our team also, Alex is more of a, he's more of a social networker. So he does a lot of his on Instagram, Facebook, but he says he's reaching out to people more now than he was before. So I would actually say overall, the team is reaching out more definitely than we were prior to COVID.
Got it. Makes sense.
I don't know anyone who like gets up in the morning loving cold calling. You know, when you're calling people,
Yes,
it's easy.
My advice is to start with calling is to call the warm leads first. Call the people, start warm. Start with people that people that are going to be more receptive to a phone call to build up your confidence, and then work your way into the colder calls.
That's a great point, Shawn. It's like playing to your strengths. Robert Refkin always says that, play to your strengths, don't play to your weaknesses.
I have a slogan: if you want to stand out, reach out. So we tell people, call. If you want to stand out, reach out. It's simple.
Well, I think it's a convincing endorsement for picking up the phone. So let's move on to the next question. Are you guys focused on specific markets? Are you paying attention to the trends, just like what Dennis had shared, these markets, these where the deals are happening? Do you refocus your strategies based on that? 90% of the deals are happening under 2 million. Or do you just do what you're doing? You reach out to your database, you reach out to your sphere of influence, and whatever comes, and that's what you do.
I would say to diversify, to like really just run the gamut, have buyers, have listings. But I will say that our main focus is still the listings because it just works for us. And I think what we do differently with listings is we have something in Midwood out in Brooklyn for $200,000. We have something in Chelsea for $8 million. So it just runs the gamut. We're not afraid to take on anything that we think we can sell. We don't take on anything that we don't think we can sell. And then the other thing we truly focus on is how do we make this property look the best it can? So we do a lot of our own staging or styling or designing. And we add that as if we get the listing, we bring this to you complimentary. So that's drastically improved our business and our sales. I mean, you can sort of look at some of the listings that were with other brokers before, look at the photographs of the listings that we've taken off from them, and see the difference in just the slight tweaks we were able to do. And those listings 9 times out of 10 have sold. So
Shawn,
I would say, yeah.
Are you seeing in this market, like we always stage our listings too, but you got to really price chop it. I feel like, are you seeing unless you're ahead above every other listing in the market, I feel like it's really hard to get traction right now. What do you think?
Well, I do think it's hard to get traction. So you want to make the property look the best it can, and pricing's everything always. So we don't take a listing that's overpriced. We don't mind being the second, third, even fourth broker if we can get the price right, and it matters. So, pricing's everything. So one of Martin's really big things is he's not going to take a listing that he feels is overpriced or that the market isn't going to support that price.
So that's a great point. Let me put you on the spot. I'll put you all on the spot is, you have a longtime client, and no matter what, you give them all the stats, all the information, and no matter what, they're still going to overprice it 20%. What are you going to do? Do you take the listing, or do you let it go?
Well, you can take the listing with a caveat. Say, hey, look, I'll try your price for 60 days, 30 days, whatever you deem reasonable. And then at that point, we talk about lowering the price. Now we've done that. And generally speaking, that's how it works out. Okay, you want to put it on at this price. We revisit this in 30 days, or if 20 people see it and we don't have offers, then we know it's overpriced and we revisit it then. But you can take it on with a caveat that we're going to revisit this later if it doesn't move.
Yeah. We're going to do some rapid fire questions here. 10 seconds or less. This neighborhood you think, Shawn?
Upper East Side.
Upper East Side. Conversely, the strongest neighborhood. Shawn, go
any
ahead.
great townhouse neighborhood in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's hot.
Yes. When we fully reopen, what restaurant are you looking forward to going back into?
Oh, I'm gonna say Tartines in the Village. Little French restaurant.
I love Tartines. What was an unexpected positive outcome that happened for you guys during the last 6 months? Could be personal, could be business. Keep it short.
I'm gonna say I grew closer to Martin. Like that time we had just being at home, like we truly grew closer together.
That's nice. That's nice. I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. Get your crystal balls out. 2021, prices up or down? Shawn.
I'm gonna say prices will be very similar to what they are now.
Okay. Last question, and then Rory will probably join us. You just hired a new broker on your team. What's the one bit of advice you need to give them that's, will make them successful?
I would say people in the industry want to feel taken care of. So just be mindful to take care of people. And that's sort of one of the best things you can do, is to really make people feel taken care of. People often don't remember what you say, but they remember how you make them feel. So I think it's extremely important to take care of people and make them feel good.
Yeah. You guys were incredible. This was, thank you so much for sharing. Lots of great information, lots of real information, lots of real feedback. I hope everyone on the call appreciated it. I certainly did, and I learned a lot just from listening to you guys. We have
Alex, but before we go, can I be controversial and have the last 3 words?
You certainly may.
Only because you have that incredible suit on.
Oh, and go ahead, Shawn.
Last 3 words. Say her name.
Well said. Well said.